Machu Picchu. Once a vast ceremonial city perched high up in the Andes.
Built in the mid-15th century, it was the crowning glory of a vast Inca empire.
But its origins, they're shrouded in mystery.
The genius that led to the creation of this iconic city started somewhere. Where there is an end, there is also a beginning, and I intend to find it. My name is Albert Lin, and I look at the world in a unique way. I use 21st century technologies to look back into the past.
Check that out, I can actually fly through the secret ancient world.
Lasers that scan deserts, strip away dense jungle canopy, and scour the oceans to uncover the hidden worlds beneath.
We're wading into uncharted waters.
That's what a real lost city looks like.
New discoveries in the most awe-inspiring places on Earth.
That's where pixels become reality.
That fill the gaps of our story. Who we are, where we came from, and the wonders we can achieve.
Here we are in the 13th century.
This is carved out of the earth, huh?
This is the new golden age of exploration.
We know their secrets.
Machu Picchu. It's up there with Stonehenge, with the pyramids of Giza. It's an incredible feat of engineering, of design, of imagination.
This royal city sits high above the Sacred Valley of Peru, South America. The Inca believed that these mountains were gods. What we see here is the architecture of power. The signature of the Inca is vertical terracing, wide open plazas, grand temples, and ceremonial doorways.
Yeah, it's called a double jam gateway. More classic Inca. You know, at first you kind of take it for granted, but then you look a little bit more in detail and you realize that the carving and the masonry is just unbelievable. This is a separate rock from this rock, and yet they fit perfectly together. You couldn't fit even a razor blade between these two stones. And this was shaped with stone tools. This speaks to the monumental effort and genius of the Inca world. It's a masterpiece. What I'm trying to get to in this journey is how Machu Picchu came to be. It wasn't a spark from nothing. Were those mighty Inca warriors? Are they standing on the shoulders of giants? Of earlier civilizations?
Armed with 21st century technology, I'm headed deep into the Andes to find out. Hunting for the origins of Machu Picchu presents an immediate challenge. It's unclear what evidence I should be looking for. Before the Inca, Peru was inhabited by smaller, competing tribes. Maybe finding evidence of these people will point me in the right direction.
Wow, look at those mountains.
Yeah, really, really beautiful, huh?
Archaeologist Tom Hardy studies pre-Inca remains close to the town of Rayayacta, 60 miles southeast of Machu Picchu.
This is a Quechua village?
Yeah, some of the older generation only speaks Quechua. It was the language of the Inca Empire, really.
So when we hear people speaking, we hear the words of the Inca.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hola.
Local legend tells of an ancient site hidden on the hillside. But for those who choose to explore it, there's also a warning.
Mature pat, se llama mature, very mature pat, bastante macho para allá. Pero que causa siang ya, que macho kuna para kuna, que ya hay que ir te queja, ya está un coraje pusing mal, ya está muerto rapunk. Pero mana nyahna, ay jangko carne kukangnya por aviso cegenya, ya banyu chico.
Mindful of respecting local traditions and beliefs, we still head towards the hillside.
Do you see these rocks and this little wall here?
Yeah?
This might be pre-Inca.
Pre-Inca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck here too.
Ah, damn it.
You all right?
Yeah, that one really got me. Yeah, maybe this isn't the right way to go.
What's that?
Oh, there's a whole skull. Oh, yeah? Oh, wow, you're right. Wow. Looks like a leg bone there, too.
Look at that.
It looks like this person has been buried in a small cave in the rock face.
Well, this probably would have been placed here around 600 to 1,000 years ago.
That means that this grave has been sitting here looking across this view since before the Inca, since before even Machu Picchu existed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do you think there's more up there?
Yeah, probably.
The grave proves that the pre-Inca visited this hill. But did they live up here? It's tough to imagine.
These spikes are like razor blades. It's a good thing I have a impenetrable metal leg. I have a thorn right in my crotch. I can't move. Oh, look at that one.
Oh,
That was right where you don't want it to be. Okay, maybe that's not where we should go. We're not even a quarter of the way up the mountainside.
It's just so hard to get around. And this is near vertical. And there's just thorns and cacti everywhere.
They're tearing me up right now.
Village elder Faustina talked of homes of ancient people. But so far, all we've discovered are small walls in a rock tomb, and we're struggling to get any further up the hillside. Time for my technology to cut through the cactus.
This is Albert to Joe and Duncan. Do you copy?
Where?
And there we go, live feeds
Okay,
in.
look at that. So what we're gonna do right now is scan up along the whole top of the mountain and look for specific structures.
Get a better sense of what we're looking for. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And also, any older path that might allow us to access the top of the site.
We're looking for any trace of pre-Inca buildings.
Oh, now, look at that. Now that looks like a structure to me, for sure.
Yeah, it looks like maybe 2 or 3 of these little structures in a row on the ridgeline.
Yeah, right there, right?
Yeah.
It looks like a little neighborhood on the side of a mountain. It's amazing. Maybe what we should do is map out the sections where we're seeing the most anomalies and then fly the LiDAR in a section grid.
Yep.
It looks like the main target areas are right over on this edge of the ridge line.
We should be able to get a good set of material there.
Hopefully from that, the LiDAR data is going to delete all these thorns digitally. It's going to reveal stuff that you really can't see just beneath the surface of all that growth. Some specific anomalies that we can go and try to ground truth.
Yeah, cool. I am genuinely excited to see what's on that hill.
We've discovered bones in a cave near Ayayacta. But thick vegetation and razor-sharp cacti prevent us from exploring the hillside further. So we're using LiDAR to strip away the vegetation digitally.
What I'm really trying to find is evidence of things that came before the Inca. How does a place like Machu Picchu appear?
We blitzed the site with everything we have, so I think we've got plenty to show you.
From the basics, what was collected?
So here we have the 3D model with the vegetation. Now let's turn it off, and then we'll see what's underneath.
Moment of truth. Look at that. Wow, it looks like a whole city up there, doesn't it?
Oh, wow. It really reveals so much.
Look, there's more. All over the top of this mountain, there's these little features. These terraces, it almost looks like a bunch of little buildings.
Yeah, some of them are probably terraces with buildings on top of them. There's definitely some bigger structures there.
So what I think we should do is, we're obviously gonna have to ground truth all of this if we can get there, but maybe follow these semi-trails on the way up, and then try to bushwhack into some of these other sites over here.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
That might be a way up.
We return to the hillside and the intense undergrowth to look for actual evidence of anything pre-Inca.
It's a good thing we have machetes this time.
Yeah. Hope they help. Still pretty thick.
So we're right here. We're gonna make our way up the ridge, over to the top, see if we can find any of these anomalies.
But this part's gonna be a little sticky. So careful here, some of these rocks move a little bit.
Oh! Oh! You all right?
I'm all right. I just fell into a hole.
Let's go see if we can find these features over here.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in front of us.
Yeah. I thought the jungles are bad. This is way worse. What are those?
Chulpas. These would have been houses for the dead.
Oh yeah, look at that. So these are tombs?
Yeah. Check that out. This is a really well-preserved one.
Oh, look at this. Anything in there?
No, most of them are gonna be empty at this point. This one's almost definitely pre-Inca.
This is pre-Inca. How do you know?
These chulpas, they start in the pre-Inca period around 1000 AD. They build these circular ones, small little spaces.
So this is actually almost like a village for the dead.
Legend claims an ancient site is hidden on the hillside. Here's our first evidence of pre-Inca buildings.
Would there have been mummies in here?
Yeah, probably. Mummified ancestors, oftentimes they were built with platforms in front. People could come, they could bring the bodies out. That's why they're open doors, right? So they can access them. They would commune with the ancestors, they'd feed them and drink with them. Death was not the end for people in the Andes.
But it looks like there's these rectangular, much larger structures just that way.
Yeah.
See if we can find those.
Okay, cool. Can you see right there?
Oh, look at that.
And a couple of structures here. Wow. So we got that square chulpa there. And we got this little guy, and then we got the much bigger one over there.
Yeah, right here.
Those are the things you pointed out. So that chulpa, I think, is pre-Inca. These square structures and rectangular structures, I think, are Inca.
Really?
Yeah.
The Inca are building right next to the dead of those who came before.
Yep.
Oh, wow. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. Man.
Wow, look at that. There's all those chopas right there, all along the ridge.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They might even continue more.
This whole mountain is just chocked full of them. We got City of the Dead.
Those ones up on the top of the ridge are all Inca. They're all square chopas.
Why would they build right next to the old chopas that came from a time before, but not destroy them?
Well, destroying them isn't the point. They're trying to appropriate them. They're making a political statement with this sort of religious practice.
I'm starting to understand. The Inca came, they saw this place, they saw people leaving their mark here, and they said, we're gonna leave our mark here as well, but bigger and higher.
Yeah, pretty much. They're saying, now our ancestors are here, and they're above yours. We still respect yours, but ours are more important.
The Inca were essentially saying, we are here and this is ours now.
The Inca seem to have brought the ancestors of other tribes into their culture.
These tombs were here before the Inca, but they didn't destroy them. Maybe they incorporated them into their belief system. We found the dead. Now, where were the living?
The search for the origins of Machu Picchu is complex. We do know that religion was at the heart of Inca life. So I'm investigating the roots of their belief system in pursuit of another clue.
I'm using a document from the Spanish Chronicles describing the cult of the Huitzilopochtli. It's a creator god that dates actually even back before the time of the Inca. It's one of the earliest documents that we have describing what was happening here. Huitzilopochtli came to a province called Cacha, and the indigenous community showed up armed, ready to fight. And when he saw that, he punished them. Huitzilopochtli instantly caused fire to fall from heaven. My understanding of a lot of origin stories is that maybe they could have come from observations of events, geological events, natural events, like, for example, a meteor falling from a sky. So now I just need to look for something that might inspire a story of fire falling from the heavens. Okay, so check this out. This is the Earth from above, from space. It's satellite imagery. Now this is Machu Picchu. Right here. So let's look around the region. What is that? Well, that looks like a volcano to me. Look at that. You see the crater? And it looks like there's stuff built all around it. Are these ancient? So there's a village somewhere around here that's maybe part of this story.
Perhaps the key to unlocking the origins of Machu Picchu rests in a belief system hidden amongst the lava flow.
It seems like we're piecing together a detective story and it's all adding up.
Neither the pre-Inca City of the Dead nor the City of Worship look like Machu Picchu. I'm headed to an Inca site that's both older and higher in altitude than Machu Picchu. Perhaps there, I'll find a city of the living.
Oh, it's my cavallo. Hello. We're headed to that peak. At 13,000 feet of elevation, it's gonna be a trek. I've got a lot of gear.
The Inca buildings at Huata are around 100 years older and at an altitude 5,000 feet higher than Machu Picchu. Tom Hardy and Peruvian archaeologist Aranchoque Arce are joining me.
There's horse poop everywhere.
Low-tech transport empowers high-tech gear. To help us reveal why the Inca built and ruled here, Huata is more than twice the height of Mount Rushmore. The air is thin, and the going is tough.
We're already at 11,600 feet of elevation. Wow! Look at this place. How could they build in such an intense environment? You have to be born with super lungs.
Well, like I done, when you're born here and you're raised here, it's easier to move around, right?
I think it was easier for me.
The hardest part for him was waiting for us.
Oh, wow.
What it means in the local language, an island.
An island?
Yes.
An island in the sky.
Really is a pretty impressive view from up here, isn't it?
Huh. Look at this. These look just like the double jam doors I saw at Machu Picchu.
Yeah, these are Inca symbols. They demarcate very special, important places. Only specific people would have been allowed to come through here.
So the whole top of the mountain's encircled by a wall with these double jam doors. That means that it's maybe spiritual.
They're definitely restricting access to this place.
Amazing.
it's a promising start to our expedition.
The Inca came, put this wall up here. They transformed the site, made it into an Inca place.
So this was all here before the Inca even showed up.
Part of it. A lot of this is Inca construction on top of the earlier settlement.
We know from Machu Picchu and the City of the Dead at Rayayacta that the Inca built high to assert their authority. And this place is high, more than 1.5 times higher than Machu Picchu.
Look at this. This is the top. Look at this view.
This is pretty impressive.
Why would they build something like this high up in the mountains?
Well, we have some ideas based on the relationship with the landscape.
I think people living here thought that they came from the mountains, and the mountains was their ancestors.
The mountains being the ancestors, the actual mountain being a being that humans were born from. Is that correct?
Like a person, it was their father, their ancestor, their grandfather.
They become these objects of sacred veneration and respect.
Not only to the Inca, but to the people even before the Inca then.
Probably, yeah.
We're standing here on a mountaintop, just like Machu Picchu was on a mountaintop. Yet, unlike Machu Picchu, there might be evidence of activity here before the Inca. Mm-hmm. So what if we take our technology and try to scan the entire mountaintop, really make every little piece of evidence of that existence pop back out to life?
Mm-hmm. I think we should try.
As the sun sets across Wata, it's easy to see why these mountains were once considered so sacred.
It's about 6 in the morning. The sun just crested over the ridge there. It's providing us a lot of warmth that we need. A cold front hit us last night. It was brutal. Dropped about -7 degrees. Look, everything's frozen. You've got hot water bottles warming up the batteries because they're just too cold to work right now. But there was no moon, so the stars last night. Unreal. We've got a long day in front of us, so we're gonna get a crack on it.
The mountain has been surveyed before, but this will be the first time it's ever been scanned using LiDAR. We hope to uncover new finds, both Inca and pre-Inca.
How does this look for a base to set up?
Precarious.
Yeah, let's just be
Put it
really
down.
careful about the edge here.
It's certainly good for LiDAR. I mean, look at the view off there. You're looking straight down onto rock outcrops and bits of masonry already.
Look at those edges. It just falls off into nothingness, huh?
It's going to have to be so careful with the flights and stuff.
We have never used our drone-based LiDAR at an altitude of 13,000 feet before.
And you get thin air up here too, right? So
Totally.
it's trickier flying.
Super tricky. I mean, we've got the high altitude props on there, which help, but still, if you lose the drone, it's a sheer drop.
Hopefully, with this survey, we can delete all of that grass and see what's really there, what's hidden beneath that veil.
Lights up.
Our drone survives the extreme altitude, and data processing gets underway. As darkness falls on Wata, the results are in.
So this is all of the aerial LiDAR combined. This is with the vegetation on. So this is the point cloud as captured, basically.
Yeah.
Then let's delete it. Ready? Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, es impresionante, wow. Increíble.
It looks like the whole range has been carved.
That's really cool.
The LiDAR reveals signature Inca terracing.
This area here, you think, is mostly augmented by the Inca, is that right?
Yeah.
So, in the most simple terms, what are we looking for, feature-wise, that might be from before the Inca?
The most basic signature that we would be looking for would be the foundations of circular structures. And these could appear quite obviously, but they also could be a little more sort of destroyed or moved around by vegetation growing through the stones.
Do you think we can actually use the machine learning and computer vision algorithm to look for circular features?
Yeah, definitely. We can highlight the features based on a few different elements.
How long will that take?
I should be able to spin something up for you right now.
I knew you would. Look at that.
There we go.
What is that?
That could be one of them. Yeah, it looks like it's on a bit of a terrace.
Does that look to you like something pre-Inca?
I think so.
I didn't see any of this today. I couldn't have seen any of these features from walking the ground. So if you can spot out any details that might look possibly pre-Inca, then we should go there tomorrow. We'll just geotag them and we'll go there with the GPS and find all of them.
I think it helped us a lot to archaeologists to find where the structures are.
Great work. Good job, guys.
The first ever LiDAR survey of Huata has revealed intriguing features, and they need ground truthing.
And it should be right somewhere over here on this edge.
I think I can see some stones there. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, right there. You see the rocks?
Yeah, right up ahead.
It's got to be it.
We're searching for the circular structures revealed by the LiDAR.
There's bits of pottery everywhere.
Look at this. It seems to be a snake.
That's not an Inca thing. Probably, what, about 1100 to 1300 AD, somewhere in between there.
Pre-Inca pottery.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign. Incredible. And it's just lying here, right in the dirt.
Well, that's why ceramics are so useful for us. They're the plastics of the ancient world. They last forever.
Well, that one fits.
That one fits. There you go. Yeah, I'm guessing that would have been maybe the neck of like a really big vessel, but it's hard to see.
A pre-Inca snake looking back at us. Maybe 1,000 years after it was used. Unbelievable. Okay, let's keep going.
The LiDAR results seem to be taking us in the right direction.
Is it circular?
Yes,
Wow, look at this.
it could be pre-Inca, but we need to look.
Well, what we're trying to find is anything that tells us what happened here. What would it have been for? It's like a well or something, or storage?
It could be storage.
Oh, no, you're like the ceramics whisperer. You find stuff everywhere. Do you think you can find
Okay,
anything?
we'll look for some.
Looks like there's bits of ceramic all right back down there.
That is so. Oh, here we go. Looking at the fabric and looking how eroded and soft it is, I would guess it must be pre-Inca because the Inca stuff is really well fired. It's really hard. It endures very well.
Well, let's see if we can find more. There's more points on the data.
Yeah, let's do it.
We zero in on a large terraced area.
Oh, this looks like one of the circular pits.
Yeah. This is probably an opening, so this could have been an entry point here, and it would have been built up above it.
Look at that right there. What's that? Is that a piece of pottery?
It's of a cooking pot.
It's like the burnt up, banged up metal pot you find in your mom's house, yeah.
Wow. So food was cooked here. You can almost smell it. When do you think it came from?
I think it could be before the Inca.
This is pre-Inca?
This is pre-Inca, yep.
I think it was a house for a family.
Really? Mm-hmm. So could this be the residential area for this entire site?
This certainly suggests that might be the case for the pre-Inca period.
Just on the other side of what looks like a plaza are some square buildings that appear to have been built later.
Look at this. So this is Inca?
Yes, definitely.
You could literally set up shop anywhere. Why would they build this here, right on top of the prior?
Before the Inca. It was a public place, public space. The Inca came and interacted with the pre-Inca.
Well, the Inca would have been hosting people here, bringing in people to make them feel part of the community with food and drink, suggesting this area was an important place for those sorts of events going all the way back to the very beginnings of this site.
So the Inca came here, they saw people living here, and somehow they decided this is where they needed to establish their own world.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that people would be sitting around this plaza and maybe a group of people were dancing in the middle.
This would have helped create these community bonds, but also bonds of hierarchy and reciprocity. Then in return, we will help you build your empire and operate as people as part of the Inca state.
It's as if the Inca, they came, they saw people living here, and they incorporated their beliefs, but in a much larger scale, and they completely modified the top of this mountain. So when they were building Machu Picchu, they would have known about this place.
Yeah, a lot of the things we see here, the way that the mountainside is completely terraced, all of that is very similar to what we see at Machu Picchu. It's not like they were practicing here, but by the time they got to Machu Picchu, they'd worked out how to do it well.
Wow. Well, now that the sun is setting, what do they call the sun?
Inti.
Thank you, Inti, for an incredible day. There's a belief system that I've learned that threads through time here. I believe that people come from the mountains, people come from nature. Through time, that belief has evolved into the architecture that you see today. Here at Wada. It's an island in the sky.
For the first time, LiDAR data reveals the complete picture of the monumental scale of Wata and the efforts of human hands that carved this mountain. Once a pre-Inca ancient mountaintop town. Imagine this transformed by the Inca. Imposing residential areas, ceremonial plazas, and grand terracing. This is the city of the living I have been searching for.
There's been layer upon layer of experimentation. A prototype for what you'd see later. Because just over the mountain, on the other side of that white cap, is actually an infusion of ideas and beliefs through generations and through civilizations. Machu Picchu.